Now for another keynote, please welcome CEO for MTN GlobalConnect, Mr. Frederic Schepens.
Let me greet you the habitual way we do it in Africa, and mainly in South Africa. Yellow! Today, let me share you some experience, what we are undergoing in the Middle East and in Africa. We believe that everybody deserves a modern, connected life. Now, we believe that we can partner with all of you in order to enable that. Today, we are at the forefront, at the dawn of a great continent which is emerging. MTN and MTN GlobalConnect is there in order to make that happen and also to partner with all of you. In order to show you a little bit what MTN is doing in its latest endeavors, let me show you, to start with, this little video.
The future is a bright place, but in so many parts of the world, it still feels far away. At MTN, we've always seen opportunity where others feared to tread. In emerging markets, where others have been deterred by challenges of affordability, infrastructure, and education, we see fast-growing young populations with low digital adoption and an opportunity for our offerings to truly change lives. In 2015, the United Nations established the Sustainable Development Goals, a set of 17 targets to create a better world by the year 2030. Mobile telecommunications was the first sector to pledge support. It has been shown that mobile connectivity drives improvements in the SDGs, which leads to an improved quality of life. As MTN, this drives and reaffirms our belief that everyone deserves the benefits of a modern, connected life. Our belief in a better world is backed by action. In sub-Saharan Africa, MTN has directly driven internet adoption and financial inclusion. From the development of our affordable $20 smart feature phone to an ever-expanding mobile money footprint for those without access to traditional banking. From sustainable platforms that show we care for the communities we serve, to an approach that aligns people, our planet, and profits. Along with other telcos, we have indirectly impacted many other SDGs, all by focusing on our vision to lead the delivery of a bold new digital world to our customers. We're building a world where young and old are connected to the limitless possibilities that data adoption brings. We're enabling countless communities to benefit from upliftment initiatives that create lasting results. We're seeing emerging markets giving new life as millions join the digital world. At MTN, we are doing our part to create a world where anything is possible. The future is a bright place, and we believe in it. MTN, everywhere you go.
So you can see we're on a mission. Thank you. We're on a mission to make it a better world. Africa and the Middle East is our home market. We are really somewhere, somehow, crucial in all the development for our people in Africa and in the Middle East. Today, MTN is operating in about 21 markets in Africa and in the Middle East. Some of these markets are the harshest most difficult markets to operate. We can talk about Yemen, we can talk about Afghanistan, we can talk about Syria and various other African countries where it's not easy to operate. However, we are here. We really believe that everybody deserves the benefits of a modern connected life. Now, you see some of our figures here, quarterly results and last year results, which we updated with the Q3 results here. We've got a phenomenal growth, and not only because we try to serve our customers in the best way possible, but also you have to understand that from a demographic view, we are growing quite rapidly. I'm not too sure if you read the book Factfulness from Dr. Rolliner, but he was saying, you know, today the PIN code of the world is 1114. The PIN code of tomorrow's world is 1145. Now, the 1114 is 1 billion Europeans, 1 billion Americans, 1 billion Africans, and 4 billion Asian. Tomorrow it's going to be 1145, so still 1 billion Europeans, 1 billion Americans, 4 billion Africans, and 5 billion Asians. So you can see that this is going to grow in a phenomenal way in the coming decades. Today, we are serving Africa and the Middle East with around 19,000 people, which are working day in, day out in order to make a big difference in various ways. We are growing and we are making sure that the active data subscribers are getting there also. If you really look into us as an African Middle Eastern operator, we're really here in order to enable the digital operator. And this is not just some words which is quite trendy, as we all know. We still look a lot onto the basics, voice, data, making sure that the enterprises which are mushrooming, mainly with the SMEs in all the African countries, and also we as MTN GlobalConnect, as a wholesale operator, becoming an extremely digital enabler for all our people. The digital player is quite amazing. I'll show you a bit later on also how we are doing that in a very innovative way. And we are here with one network, one distribution, and one registration, where about 2 or 3 years ago, it was an all disparate or various interconnection on that level. So we're here also in order to enable a digital experience, not only for our subscribers, but also for our partners in a one-stop shop setup. The fintech business is a fantastic growth story in Africa and the Middle East. We're today live in 14 markets, which about 30 million active subscribers using it almost on a daily basis. You have to understand that the banking infrastructure is there, but something very unattainable for majority of the population in Africa and our Middle Eastern countries. So the revenues are growing year in, year out, which is a fantastic action, but most of it, it's a secured transaction setup which we've enabled in all of these markets and growing it extremely rapidly. From a total inclusion perspective, we've done something which most of the operator community never dared to do. We've actually became a kind of an OTT. And with IOBA, we are becoming, if you all know the WeChat in China, the WeChat of Africa and the Middle East. We've got a full integration of all the services and products within this OTT platform, which we called IOBA. We launched it just recently, and within a couple of months, couple of weeks, we reached already more than 1 million active users, which is just phenomenal. Now, the advantage about IOBA is you all know that we were talking about 5G, 4G, all of these enabled, but sometimes in a lot of the Middle Eastern and African markets, 4G is not even existing. Let's say 3G, and forget completely about 5G. So what do you do as an OTT if you don't have any connectivity on data? It's almost impossible to communicate even if using the habitual OTT messaging apps. IOBA actually made it work even if there is no data connectivity. It falls back on circuit switch basic communication. So if you want to send through IOBA, through data, a message, and the other person doesn't have a data connectivity, you can't communicate. So we solved that very swiftly and falling back on the traditional services. Now, IOBA is a fantastic, let's say, enabler, because not only we've integrated all the fintech capabilities, but also we are offering in a lot of the markets the music time solution, which is really a fantastic environment for our users. Today, we're active in 8 markets. We're growing in a few more very soon. And it's really unique for the MTN customers. Not only the MTN customers, but also it's widely available on our competitors' network, which is quite unique. Now, in order to enable all of that, before MTN was kind of a fragmented setup and everybody from an operating company perspective was doing their own thing. This is where we created 2.5 years ago MTN GlobalConnect, actually based out of Dubai here. We've been around 10 to 12 years in Dubai with MTN, but MTN GlobalConnect has been created specifically also to make sure that the integration with partners as yourselves towards the MTN Group. The MTN Group has now around 240 million subscribers, and is growing rapidly, and the aim is, of course, to go to the 300 million mark in the coming years. But in order to do so, we also made sure that we integrated in a digital world with very specific platforms. We call it the MTN GlobalConnect hubs, where we can have a seamless integration if it's of messaging, if it's a voice interconnect, fixed capacity also, and also all the roaming activities are completely embedded into this new organization and has a one-stop shop, let's say, enablement. Now, in terms of creating something which is future-proof with the highest quality, we really rely on you in order to make sure that all of that is well integrated, and we do believe that connectivity is the veins of our society. For everyone within our markets, where we really are making sure that we've got the seamless experience for your customers as well as for our customers, in order to make sure that the partnerships between ourselves are really well managed. Now, we've been really going on a quest, and we really believe that everybody deserves the benefits of a connected life. And one of the major issues were, I mean, if you look in 2010, on the mainland continent of Africa, all of Africa had as much as fiber in the ground than a very tiny country which is called Luxembourg in Europe. We went a long way ago, we went a long way in order to start building massive fiber expansions into Africa and in the Middle East. Today, MTN GlobalConnect operates over 100,000 kilometers of fiber just on the African continent. And this is really fueled not only from a fixed territory perspective, but also by massive investments in submarine cables. And soon we will be launching 2 new cables with our partners on the East Coast and on the West Coast of Africa. What is also important, this is actually a very nice success story from the teams also, where we launched in 6-month time the GlobalConnect SMS Hub, where we really started to interconnect all our operations, and today we've got around 17 of them onboarded and doing a tremendous amount of messaging on a daily basis, where it shows actually the simplicity in a digital world which we would like to have, instead of having an entertainment operating company by operating company. So that's really quite interesting. What we also do is we really believe in protecting our customers. We really believe in making sure that everybody is working in a safe environment. And as we are an emerging continent, mainly in Africa, we also took the liberty not only to filter and to protect with the habitual DDoS services or security parameters our network, or international network, but also making sure that some specific URLs some specific, let's say, websites are completely filtered and blocked from a global scale perspective into our markets. And that actually helped quite a lot in order to create a safer environment into our community. So security is something which is extremely important in our environment, especially that we are growing extremely fast in making that happen. So, so actually we're here in Medan, next to one of the most fantastic racing horse courses. Actually, His Highness Prince Hamdan is just living 2 villas from here. And it's really great to see you all of here in one of our home bases. And I would thank Tony and Telecom Review for having us also here for the first time in explaining what MTN and MTN GlobalConnect is doing in Africa, in the Middle East. Thank you.